Here we are, game 1 in our final series of the day, Vici Gaming Potential against LFY. LFY looking decent after their first series, and by decent I mean great. Meanwhile, Vici Gaming Potential, they've had 3 matchups, all 3 of which they have split 1-1. And they've looked good at times, but definitely at other times they have just looked questionable at the least. So we get into this draft of game 1. Legion Commander Warlock for Vici Gaming Potential, and then LFY. They go to the Gyrocopter. No surprise. And they also pick up that Sand King. So with the bans of these picks, any thoughts so far on the draft from both these teams, Bottom?
Well, the Gyrocopter was to be expected, I would say. That one time actually does not get banned out. Together with the Sand King is naturally one of the heroes that just wins up straight against the Legion Commander. Usually Legion wins against most melees, but against the Sand King with the Caustic Final being able to finish off Legion quite efficiently and contesting every last that she tries to take, they're going to try and run the Sand King against the Legion Commander and lots of lane swapping coming out. However, with the Warlock on the side of Vici Game Potential, they have the, you could say, potential to turn this lane around and just run a really aggressive dual lane with Legion Warlock.
LFY's turn to pick.
And I would ask that Monkey King. That's another hero that is really good against both Gyro and the Sand King. We can reliably win the lane, and Warlock again. Warlock is going to be such a key position up here. Yeah, just due to the fact that you can heal up both the Monkey King and the Legion Commander, and they can trade in favor of your team instead.
5 seconds remaining.
So we see that Monkey King in a decent draft coming out so far for Vici Gaming Potential, and they 1-1 split with CDC, IG, as well as Vici. So, you know, there are times where they look really good, and I do think that for them at least it does stem off of the drafting phase, and with these first 3 picks I do find them looking quite solid up against what LFY bring to the table. So we could see them maybe get a 1-1 split again, or even 2-0.
There's the Dazzle. That is, we need to talk about the Dazzle in the room. I would say it's a prominent pick, both against the Legion Commander and Monkey King. Completely destroys the Legion Commander's duel, so they're gonna try and find the Dazzle ahead of time in those fights, or really pick somebody who can prevent the Dazzle from getting anything off. AoE silences could work nicely. Death Prophet still being in the pool, actually not being in the pool, banned by LFY, my bad. But after that, well, what you're looking at, like you want something to interrupt the Dazzle. Yeah, that's a good one. The Tiny can work, definitely. Is this a roaming Monkey King again?
That's
I
what
think
I was
it is. This is, yeah. This gotta be the roaming Monkey King.
It doesn't have to be. Could be
10 seconds.
safe lane Monkey King, Tiny mid.
It would be too greedy to run Tiny mid and a Legion on the offlane. That way you don't have that hero that can infinitely scale out of control, like for example the Shadow Fiend, which would be quite a nice pickup for Vici Game Potential. Just to get a Shadow Fiend in there, have some additional damage coming out, and Lifesteal. That's a good one as well. Both against Tiny and Legion Commander, Lifesteal can bring something to the table, and with a Dazzle in tow, they might have enough to sustain those fights. But I gotta say, I really like the Legion Commander first pick. That makes so much pressure for LFY. They have to draft around it quite aggressively now.
5 seconds remaining.
Something I was looking at is the bans is Vici Gaming Potential. First ban, Afuzer Spirit. So it just kind of goes to show you that you can't give those classic heroes up, for sure. And it's just like, I could see LFY going, what, position 4 here in their next pick? They don't have to put Sand King in the 4.
Well, I think they want to run the Sand King as a core initially, but after, with that Legion Commander and the Monkey King, he's going to run into trouble. Same with the Tiny. It is traditionally some lanes he can easily win, but he has to watch out for the Warlock. The Warlock is just a key turning point. He can turn the lane where the Sand King is sitting on into a win for Vici Game Potential. So might be that shot to not go for the Sand King core and just pick up somebody else. Timbersaw would come to mind here. That is a hero that can provide that magic damage output. They have the Gyrocopter for the mid lane, Lifestealer for their potential aggressive lane, even with Dazzle and Sand King. And Timbersaw is really good against both Tiny and the Monkey King. But it's going to be a Pugna instead, and I like that pickup.
Now, we've seen Pugnas really shred through teams before, and I feel like a game like this could be it could be the same thing. They have a lot of really ways to stop the Legion Commander and the Tiny from making too much happen, especially in the mid game.
I think this is all about the lane dominance they have. They now pick up the Queen of Pain for Vici game potential. So we're gonna see some contestment, and the Queen pickup can work it quite nicely, both against Dazzle and the Pugna, just having that additional burst damage, but it's all about the laning phase. Whoever comes out ahead after the first 10 to 12 minutes is just gonna roll around in the mid game and just claims all the towers available, especially with a Gyrocopter on one side. On the other, there's the Legion Commander who can, if she gets a good start, really go out ahead and, on a limb and just win up fights straight up against the Lifestealer.
So, for Vici gaming potential, Alucard on the Queen of Pain, Life No Color on the Tiny, DY, Monkey King, Go King, Warlock, Legion Commander played by TZY. I also think that Pugna kind of counters a little bit of what Vici gaming potential throw their way. Yeah, it's an off-lane Pugna, which is not something we've seen previously, at least in this qualifier. It was mid the last, 2 or 3 times. But in the off-lane, how do you feel about the Pugna in the off-lane rather than in the mid?
Well, it can work, but you really need aggressive lanes on the opposite lane, in that case the safe lane, to make as much threats as possible. They probably want to run him as a safe laner solo, and just... What do they? No P setting bottom, never mind. So it's going to be an aggressive Pugna Sand King lane, apparently. And just sending the Lifestealer on 1A solo to the top. That is an interesting one, considering they know there's the Legion sitting. But not really any clear winner if it comes to those lanes. The Warlock on one hand, Pugna on the other. So while the burst damage for LFY is there, you still have to watch out, because it's Tiny, it's a Warlock, and a Monkey King running around. That's a lot of slows and stuns and burst damage early on.
So, are both lineups looking to be aggressive early, or is just which team is really looking to take advantage of early aggression the most?
Vici gaming potential. They want their Legion to slow out of control. They have the Warlock to accelerate the farm too. They have the Queen of Pain. So for them, it's all about not ever letting the Jaro get into that mid game. Same with the Lifestealer. And they can't fall behind. The moment they fall behind, they're up against the Gyrocopter and the Pugna, and they're going to lose all their outer towers, and they have to deal with Sand King constantly then.
It looks like LFY, for the most part, have ways to deal with this early aggression if they lane pretty decently. I almost feel like in Flame, we've seen Pugnas fly off the handle before. Could we be seeing another possible opportunity at that?
I mean, the Pugna has the potential, but you always have to deal with the Queen of Pain. If they get the first jump on you, especially with the duel coming out, Pugna's gonna die every time, even with the Grave on. Even if they don't get the duel damage, it's still, you get rid of the Pugna, and that's just gonna win you. That's gonna inevitably win you these mid game fights.
So Pugna now over here bottom. However, they did send a second hero over towards mid, and DY looking for the courier, not getting sent out, just headed to 2v2 over bottom, 2v2 over mid, solo lanes in the, or solo lanes, yeah, over top. And what do you think, who really benefits so far from these matchups? With DY doing nothing, though, I just feel like it's beneficial for LFY overall.
Well, it's beneficial for LFY because in the top lane you have that Lifestealer up against Legion who will do fantastic early on. He might struggle a little bit later down the line, but he can always regenerate up. In the bottom lane you have that aggressive lane with Pugna coming out. As long as he gets some levels, he should be fine. They get pretty low here, but no real danger. Level 1 Tiny, so no toss, no avalanche coming out. I think the most action we will see is around this mid lane. We're going to see Monkey King just quite comfortably sting around it. They're going to try to snipe Desolate at one point. probably at the moment that the Corp hits level 2, hits level 3.
Primal Spring out, back into the trees. Very interesting move there from Monkey King, who hasn't done much of anything just yet. Was hoping to get a courier, but stayed there a little bit long, and now courier comes his way towards the gyrocopter, and you won't be able to get that courier snipe anymore. And that leaves Monkey King still level 1, about to hit level 2, but behind in terms of where the roamers are at. And on top of which...
Fu might be in trouble.
Yeah, Fu. Primal Spring hits. Bounty Rune taken by DY. This should be first blood. And it will be.
There you go. No apple miss.
Yeah, the Shadow
Made
Word
a
on
nice...
him.
Yeah, he made a nice little play interrupting the stack over here, but then he paid the price for it because he had no burst strike available anymore to him.
And that is just first blood for the Warlock, but it just, again, it's just first blood, so maybe Vici Gaming Potential can use that in such a way. But they've got the Decrepify, they've also got the Nether Blast, but with the Balance Strike coming through, Pugna in a lot of trouble. The Primal Spring comes out. Pugna able to survive, but Afu's the one in trouble again. Into the trees they go, and ooh, stunned up is the Monkey King, but the Shadow Word still too much damage, especially with the tree toss, and they will end up falling. Yao comes over with a haste, but into the trees looking for the TP. Monkey King is out of harm's way, so Vici Gaming Potential 2-0 early, looking quite nice.
Yeah, quite nice indeed, but they have to watch out because their mid lane Queen of Pain is pretty far behind against the Gyrocopter, even though he is ahead of levels due to the dual lane at the start with the Dazzle running around. But you're looking at a lane where the Queen of Pain is not dominating, and she kind of fills the same gap as the Pug, just with a little bit more kill potential early on. Meanwhile, the top lane is going fantastic for the Lifestealer, just out farming the Legion straight up.
Seen them get low a couple of times. Ooh, Decrepify, Burrow Strike. Fatal Bond's out on a couple of these heroes. We'll see if they can get the kill on Life No Color. He's got the Shadow Word on him. The damage just not enough. He gets all the way to the tier 1 tower. They don't want to dive in on this. They don't have enough mana here on Inflame to make a move like that. They do have enough for Decrep, but not enough for the Nether Blast. So Tiny making it all the way back. And he will stay nearby, but has to be very careful with Pugna and Sand King still in the area. Take a look over the Gyrocopter getting a little bit low, and DY coming over. He wants to get that pick off. He's like a shark in water with blood in the area. He smells it and he wants it. And we'll see if DY is able to make his way over to the Gyrocopter to get this kill. And there's the Balance Strike into the Primal Spring. Rocket Barrage on Alucard. The damage not there. Alucard able to survive, and the kill is going his way, taking out Super. So 3 unanswered kills by Vici Gaming Potential early.
That could have turned sour, actually, in the mid lane if the rockets split a little bit more evenly on the Queen of Pain. That would have been such a nice play to actually have get a free kill when you get ganked, but they're looking for the Pugna bottom now.
Balance Strike, Avalanche, Toss, damage with the Shadow Word. The Decrepify is there with the Burrow Strike from Afu. There's the Nether Blast to follow it up. Shadow Wave comes out, and Pugna will survive, but you see how quickly Pugna can just get slammed, and that's just a quick sal.
So much. Yeah, just tossing some stuff behind him. But yeah, that's the power of the Pugna. He has boots up, he just needs to Decrepify and run away, and after that, he's pretty much clear to go. They have to burst him down in one go, otherwise he's gone.
Pugna just about even in terms of CS with the Legion Commander, but the Legion is in a solo lane and is just about level 6.
Yeah, and Monet is farming. He's on top of the last hit chart. 42 last hits over the 26 of the Tiny in the bottom lane. And the mid lane, Queen of Pain, coming out ahead with 19 denies even. That is pretty surprising, considering that the Gyro did really well.
Yeah, Gyro doing decent. 16 and 11, 22 and 19 for the Queen of Pain. So Queen of Pain ahead in terms of CS, and Gyrocopter
Not
sitting
only
level
CS.
4.
Yeah,
And
precisely. He's 2
6.
levels ahead on the Queen of Pain. To decide to not pick up the Sonic Wave early on. Rather go with the Scream of Pain, maxing that up, trying to establish more lane dominance over Super, not giving Gyro any space, and That's probably the right call to make here, just ignoring the big burst damage because you can't sustain the mana cost, and just go for more harassment on super.
Alucard's going to get hit by this homing missile. He's got to watch out if the Burrow Strike is to follow that up, and he's stunned up in enough time. Afu gets the Burrow Strike with a Rocket Barrage. Balance Strike comes through. Oh, not enough damage. So close to getting that kill on the Queen of Pain.
Boundless Strike completely saved the Queen of Pain there in this gank. Might even want to turn around on super.
Bottom, Warlock getting a little bit low after the Decrep Nether Blast combo. The kills have slowed down for Vici Gaming Potential, thankfully, if you're the side of LFY, but as I say that, Balance Strike comes out over mid. There's the Rocket Barrage, DY, in a little bit of trouble. There's the homing missile, and Alucard ends up hitting the deck. The first kill is finally there for LFY.
Yeah, he blinked in aggressively, so he couldn't have to disengage. They thought they were a little bit stronger to the genre, but after all, Dazzle was sitting there. Alfred was on the high ground, not giving any chances to them to get a potential rotation in. And they're just gonna Shrine up, gonna be up again, and Colin is up and running as well, so they could even go for the Legion top.
And we'll see if they do that, because TCY has been sitting in this lane, is level 6, has the duel available, so maybe we even see Vici Gaming Potential come on over. But smoke is broken, DY caught out, killed off, down he goes, and LFY with another kill. They now have 2 to Vici Gaming Potential's 3. And they're bringing it right on back, have themselves a 1,000 net worth lead now, where things were looking like they might be slipping a little bit in a couple of these lanes. They've now brought it back and have themselves a nice chunk of a lead 8 minutes in.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate by DY. So first he made a good play by breaking down the smoke gank. They didn't realize what happened on LFY, and then he jumps out of the tree and just, oh look, there's a Sand King, there's a Jaru, I'm dead.
DY has looked good overall in this qualifier. But just
this is not the first time we see him roaming on the Monkey King, and they, especially Vici Game Potential, they utilize it really well so far. Like we've seen this. He's probably going to go for the Glimmer Cape again with the Urn. In this game, they desperately need to lock down against the Lightstealer.
Burrow Strike, Decrep, call down, and they will get this kill onto this Tiny. They actually look for Go King, and oh, the damage not there, but they do get the kill on the Tiny, which is very crucial to LFY. Something I'm noticing about Vici Gaming Potential is they're just not being as aggressive as they normally are. Usually we see them fighting double, maybe triple the amount of times they have in this game at 10 minutes in.
I feel like LFY is just, they're gonna continue pushing down this tower with the Pugner. They have such a level advantage in terms of EXP. They're sitting at a full level on the supports ahead. It's really difficult for VG Game to come back into this game, because we noted it. They have a lineup where they want to get ahead, especially with the Legion, but even pretty far away from the Blink Dagger. And Lifestealer Monet he's going straight for the Radiance, which is a phenomenal item this game, and he's just gonna farm up like mad.
His farm has been quite nice. He stands top of the net worth by 1,100 gold, and nothing really stopping him. Don't know where you exactly go when you've given up so much to the Lifestealer, and Gyrocopter doing well here too. So it's a lot going well for LFY in terms of CS and net worth.
Presentation completely spotted out by the Dire Observer mod. By the Radiant Observer mod over here. So they see attempted ganks into their jungle, but they just fall back with the Warlock, who is still struggling to find anything here. He has the boots up, he's level 4 though. Tome did go out, but not utilized actually. Is it coming to the Warlock? Yeah, it is, so it's gonna hit level 5 at least with this.
Just about level 6 is the Dazzle. They'll have that Weave to work with soon. Monet continuing to farm up. Almost has enough for the Sacred Relic. This is... wow. This is really quick.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal timing. He's farming like crazy. He's sitting on 90 losses in 11 minutes. Completely uncontested until now, and he's safe because Infest.
TP comes out. Not able to kill off this Lifestealer. Pops the Infest. Back far enough, and right away, LFY, they're fine. He's continuing to farm up, looking for the Sacred Relic, looking for that Radiance, and that'll be coming decently soon.
Yeah, it's an extremely well-timed timing. I wonder if they just utilize it together with the partner. They can just run up against the tires from LFY.
Over mid, let's take a look. They'll get the kill on the Gyrocopter. TZY gets that one. It won't be a dual win or anything of the sort, but Go King getting low with the Shadow Word, keeping him alive, but Afu is here. Locks him up, and Chaotic Offering. This is on a Pugna under the tier 1 tower. He's got to run away. The Decrepify is out, still trying to run with the Fatal Bonds on top of him. The Nether Blast comes through, and that's what happens when you don't. I feel like he could have gone for the life drain, maybe kept himself alive, but
Food did get out there. They did some damage on the tower. They forced out the Chaotic Offering as well as dropping down the Warlock. That's not too bad of a trade after all.
And that puts them up about 2,000 net worth. 5-4 in favor of Vici Gaming Potential as they get 2 kills, but lose the Warlock bottom. So Super going for the drums. He's almost got that finished off. Needs a little bit more gold for that recipe. Pugna, meanwhile, has the Aether Lens, as well as that Soaring, so he's looking quite nice as well. And the smoke will be out for Super, Afu, and Yao. So let's see if they can make something happen. They've got the level 3 Burrow Strike, so some decent initiation. Look for the Blink Dagger. Next is the Sand King. We'll see who they find or what they find. DY on the high ground. Now into the trees. Balance Strike threatened for just a moment as they look for Monet. There's the duel with the Primal Spring. I don't know if this is going to be enough damage just yet. They're in a little bit of trouble with TZY. Monet's still alive. Finally, the duel time is going to be running out. TZY looking like a victim. So is Life No Color. They'll take out both of them, and that is very nicely done by LFY. And Alucard going in very deep, at least in the faces of LFY, to the point where I don't know if you want to be in that spot, because the homing missile's coming through. They've got the damage to try and clean you up, as well as the Burrow Strike. 3 go down on Vici Gaming Potential, and that is all the cores gone on this Radiant team.
That game sense from LFY, getting out the homing missile and perfectly timing it, knowing we can go for this and just chasing the Queen of Pain. He even chose to actually level up the Blink quite early over additional points in the Shadow Strike, but still getting killed over there. And just after all, it's a really unfortunate rotation for VG Potential. They had the right play. They were going for the duel on the Lifestealer, had everything set up, but in just a moment, there's LFY rotating in with the Gyrocopter on top and just completely cutting him off. That was the best timing they could find, and they get a huge advantage out of this. The Lifestealer has now, full Radiance is on the way, and he still has some money to spare.
Top of which, Inflame going for the Kaya. His Pugna looks absolutely devastating right now with how quickly it's able to push. LFY, overall, they just look so good. They've got the duel over bottom. This should be a kill onto the Sand King. It will be a duel win on Afu. Or on a TZY, as the duel is the victory over Afu.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Still need to see those tower pushes coming for LFY, but on the other hand, they're in no rush. They have the Gyro on their side, they have the insanely farmed Lifestealer, and the partner's farming up quite as well, and they're actually getting some nice stacks for him as well. So much bonus gold for Yao here.
Seems like it's a rough spot for the side of Vici Gaming Potential to be in, down to 4,000 net worth, and that is just a rising deficit that Vici Gaming Potential are in trouble of really losing control of.
Yeah, this is all on the Lifestealer. This is the entire net worth advantage they have, just in this Radiance, and it's such an early timing. I don't think they can deal with it later on. Unless we have really good smokings coming out. They're trying right now from Potential, but not sure if they actually find the partner in time. He's living on the edge here.
It's actually, I feel like in the one spot they're not going to check. But
might run into them on the way back.
Walks in a Go King. There's a Decrepify with the life drain. Threatens the Chaotic Offering. Finally coming through. They'll get him low. They'll get the kill with the duel. So another duel win there for Vici Gaming Potential and TZY. Unfortunately, the Pugna goes down for the side of LFY. But Monet, meanwhile, pushing over bottom.
Yeah, there's just so much passive pressure coming out on the side of the map. I'm pretty sure Gurking is really happy that he actually managed to survive there, even if they had to drop the rock against the Pugna. It would have been a disaster. They go for a smoke gang and you lose their support first with the duel. Just this time at bottom, this is gone. 16 minutes, T2 faults.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They get the kill. They have weave up in 30 more seconds. We could just see them continue to push. There's no reason to really let up off of that, as they can go for a tier 1 over towards mid and force Vici Gaming Potential to maybe look to fight where they don't have chaotic offering.
Tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And there's this tier 1. That's going to go down for sure.
And there's a Pugna on the field. There's even the infest on the Ancient Black Dragon now. So that's even more pushing power. This is Radiance together with this dragon.
Wow. They've got...
You're gonna find him, but what do you do against this? You don't even gank this Lifestealer. It's just, yeah, nice try. It's... I don't know, I really don't see how VG Gaming potentially comes back to this day. We're gonna see some phenomenal ganks with the Legion Commander trying to snipe this Pugna out of the fight before they initiate. Otherwise, they're just gonna look into trouble, because the Pugna is just gonna extend the life on the LFY. They have Dazzle and Pugna to prevent kills.
And oh boy, Super with the double damage. We'll see what he does with that. He desperately wants that BKB. And he's gonna try and farm literally everything over in the jungle right here.
Yeah, that's what Jaru does. It just feels like they get ahead in every way. So all three of the calls sitting on top of the net worth chart.
Dire's top tower is
The only one actually finishing a big item was is the Queen of Pain with the Veil, and looking towards that Orchid, that's going to be their saving grace. But Monkey King so far is a non-factor. It's basically just the Boundless Strike coming out for him, and maybe the Glimmer Cape if he gets lucky. Warlock, yeah, it's a Warlock. I mean, he's supposed to only press one button, but ideally you want to do a little bit more than that. But he just doesn't have the chance.
Yeah, so not making enough really happen is Vici Gaming Potential, and I think they're sitting back a little bit too much where LFY. They've got a lot of farm, and they are ready to push when they have the opening to do so.
Yeah, they essentially took over this entire jungle area. There's just... I mean, look at this Pugna. This is a Pugna level 13. He's just gonna go so aggressive here. He's not even gonna get punished by it, because the Queen of Pain is just in no capability of doing so.
Can't really risk getting caught out either.
Yeah, they're gonna establish vision as well. Unfortunately for LFY, there's not a tier 2 bottom to trade out for, so they're probably gonna go back and defend top, but there's that dragon again.
Lifestealer just in this lane and pushing away the onslaught that is Vici Gaming Potential for this tier 2. But they are slowing down a little bit. I'd like to see LFY continue to push, but they're just farming up for the time being, maybe looking to find those next couple of items to be confident in going for Roche.
I just really like the fact that Lifestealer effectively got replaced by an Ancient Black Dragon. New hero confirmed. He's sitting, I believe this is still the same dragon. Nope, it's, okay, 2 infested ones, but... Can't even run away with the Monkey King now. Dodge it. Right. No pickoffs with this, please. We don't want to see it even more in our pop games, right?
No, not even the slightest. LFY make the rotation over towards top. They're not going to find anything. Meanwhile, Lifestealer is there. But, again, nothing is here for the side of Vici Gaming Potential.
They're looking for the next tier 2 top. They're already pushing out. They have the Pugna on demand to push whenever they want to. Already running towards the top lane. That Kaya is up together with the Blink Dagger on Pugna, so he's just going to even go more aggressive into this. Next item should be the Aghanim for him or the Meteor Hammer. Both are really likely in here, just to have more pushing power.
Realistically, that's if they even get to that point, because I could see one fight all of a sudden become high ground for the side of LFY, and almost maybe they're not too careful on the side of Vici Gaming Potential, the end of the game.
Radiant's top tower.
They take the tower, they back
Dire's
off.
middle tower has fallen.
Meanwhile,
Dire's bottom
Radiant
tower
are going to
is
lose
under
their
attack.
mid tower as well.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I just don't know what do you do? You're down this much, and fighting just doesn't seem optimal unless you get a perfect little bit. And epicenter, blink, burrow strike, life, no color, chaotic offering comes out on 2. They've got the dust here onto the tiny. They'll get the kill, and that'll be 1, maybe even the golem, and it definitely should be the golem. So good amount of gold coming out for LFY as a nice kill comes through on the tiny.
Yeah, and again, there was just zero answer if we actually finding that Blink Dagger on the Sand King together with the Lifestealer. You can't even... There's just nothing they can do right now. That was with the Golem from the Chaotic Offering, and they just had to back off. They had to abandon the Tiny. At least the Legion got out, you could say, but this is just gonna lead to more pushing power. They can easily push out their side lanes. Even if they don't push out the side lanes, they're still gonna get the better trades because they have to line up with the partner. He's actually going for BKB now, so nobody can stop him anymore after that, besides to duel him.
Lifestealer comes over top. They don't find anything, and super balance strike misses. There's the BKB. So now Alucard forced to blink away. He won't be able to get the kill there, but I may have misspoken. Homing missile, if it lands,
He can't TP.
yeah. It lands. They find the call down. They need the burrow strike. There it is from Afu, and they'll get the kill into the Queen of Pain. No buyback. They chased them all the way in their own base, but that is a kill in their favor.
Now we're looking at 8k net worth lead. 75% win chance, according to our nice little graph. There's no hiccups for LFY. They constantly, like, we've seen it today already, that Chinese teams just, they have an advantage and they just constantly push it without taking any risks. And this is the best example. That is straight going to rage after really good pick off on the Queen of Pain, one of the key heroes, the most farmed hero on the side of potential. And with that, what next? Jara is probably going to get an Aegis for himself. Fresh BKB on him as well. SNY finished up on the Lifestealer. There's just... What do you do? Where do you go from here? I can't give you an answer, because it really feels like this is a slow and painful death for VG Gaming Potential.
Yeah, it seems like death by 1,000 cuts, because it just...
Dire's bottom tower is
It's...
under attack.
I just don't see anything happening positive for Vici Gaming Potential except for farm, but it's just not enough. It's not even nearly close to enough.
Well, they're setting up for Monet on the bot lane, but I'm not even sure if they can bring down this Lifestealer. Actually, sells his SNY, sells the Songe, and goes for the Mentor style. That's interesting. That is
a different direction. Meanwhile, over top, there's the duel. Boundless strike on 2. Epicenter will be used. Afu's gonna fall as well.
Not quite dead on the Monkey King. This is great. So this is their opener. This is where they just go down the top lane. They try to get a T2 done, and just try to establish themselves into the game. They just gained 3k gold from this double kill top.
Wow.
Still only 18 kills at 25 minutes. Not something we usually see these days with Gyrocopter in the game.
Call down comes through. They've got the homing missile. That'll come out on the Legion Commander. Boundless strike, that'll land, that'll slow him down for now. TZY has to be very careful. Primal Spring, they look for TZY. They've got the Rocket Barrage, they spot him again. They might even get the homing missile one more time if TZY tries to get out of here. And that'll be a kill for LFY, getting the 10th one. And it is 10-9 in their favor, taking out the Legion Commander again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Get
Tiny
that
bottom
over
falls.
bottom. Tiny goes down. Afu gets the kill there on Life No Color.
Worthy tribute.
8,000 net worth lead-in, and their kills seem to be exponentially more profitable. Sonic Wave used, yes, that gets the kill, but Is Alucard even going to be able to make it out? It does not look as though that's the case. The homing missile will come in. They've got the Glimmer Cape, so maybe so, but it's a rough one for sure. As Alucard now deep into the base, and they are looking to chase a little bit, but not that.
Yeah, and they're just doing some casual damage on the T3 tower. Just no respect for a VG gaming potential here. They just run up high ground. They have a partner. This T3 is going down like... It's thrown like fly. Straight to the meter X we go. Catapult, partner, all checked. Some free damage, backing off, getting a pick off, waiting for the Dazzle to respawn, and then reinitiate and go up high ground again.
This really is LFY playing it perfectly. Not a lot of kills, but don't need that. They farmed really well. They got their pickoffs where they needed them. It was all enough.
This lifesteal is just getting blown out of proportions. He's now gonna go for an AC, despite the fact, like, he's still 3k gold ahead, and that is after basically selling half of his item. It's just... He can do whatever he wishes to. Like, they even go for a BKB in the partner. There's no Meteor Hammer shenanigans. Well, actually, he's going for Axe now. Alright, I get baited once more.
So there's the weave. Primal Spring comes down from DY. Wukong's command comes out, but DY's got to be very careful. Press the attack. Burrow Strike on a 2 chaotic covering comes on through, but it's not going to be able to do enough. Balance Strike lands to die, both by back. Nobody's dead on the side of LFY just yet. They still have the Aegis available. They'll kill off Go King. No more upheaval. They'll take the melee Rax, and they will stick it for the ranged Rax as well. So they head over bottom. Why not? They'll take the tier 3 here as well. Still with the Aegis is Monet. There's the Balance Strike into the duel. I don't know if they have the damage. The Burrow Strike again, and Inflame keeping him alive. The duel running out. TZY, he'll hit the deck. They look over at Life No Color. He gets the nice invis with the BKB just to get away, but it's just not enough. Monet still here with the Aegis. Nobody dying on LFY. The tier 3 is threatened to go down over bottom again, and Vici Gaming Potential just have no answer.
They're desperately trying to even get rid of the Aegis just so they have more life.
Burrow Strike on the Alucard. Down he goes. No buyback. That should just be it. GG should be called soon enough from Vici Gaming Potential. Now seemingly down 2 sets of racks and nothing going their way.
Yeah, they're just gonna go for the... Yeah, that is. Goking calls it.
And it just expires. So, LGD.Forever Young, they take game 1 over Vici Gaming Potential, and they make it look darn easy. That looked really good for them overall. And there were points where maybe a couple of questionable attacks, but other than that, they look solid overall from start to finish.
They just have the absolute better laning phase. They started off with the Legion Commander getting pretty much destroyed by the Lifestealer. Their mid lane was doing decent initially, but after the first couple rotations from both Arfu and Yao, there was just not much they could do anymore. Jaro got out of control. The bottom lane was just the partner show, just pretty much sticking it to the Monkey King, not doing anything. I feel like they really just played VG game potential here.
Yeah, and they made that game look really easy over Vici Gaming Potential. They take the first game in this set, a 2-round robin, and we'll be back with that game 2 in just a moment to see if Vici Gaming Potential can split another series or if LFY take it 2-0. I'm your caster, B-Cop, joined here by Bottom of the Moon at BCop92 on Twitter for myself, and at Bottom of the _moon for my co-caster who has been joining me all day. And we'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay right there.